LeBron James passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record of 38,387 career points. He needed just 36 points going into the game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He ended up getting 38 points in 3 quarters. And I think a lot of people were expecting the Los Angeles Lakers early in the game. They sort of fell out of the run, but then they climbed themselves right back into it. LeBron James finishes the game 13 of 20 from the field, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Lakers can't get it done. But, gentlemen, this is a historic night for LeBron James. I'll start off with Isaiah. The whole entire controversy now is, does LeBron James solidify himself as the greatest NBA player of all time? Because this was, for a lot of people, not for me, but for a lot of people, this was the last check mark. And as crazy as that sounds, what do you think?
Look, I almost hate that this was like the initial, like the first reaction was GOAT conversation, because LeBron James deserves a ton of praise right now for what he has done over 20 years. Listen, when he came into the league in 2003, I was 7 years old. I was a child picking my nose. I didn't I'm 26 now. Like, he literally dominated my entire childhood into my adulthood and has not slowed down, hasn't cheated the game, never got into trouble. You don't hear him in the news for bad things. He may say some things that a certain majority of people don't like, but as far as him staying out of trouble, he's just the perfect player off the court. Like, if I had a kid, would I want my kid to be more like LeBron James or Michael Jordan? I'd probably pick LeBron. But he's not the GOAT. He's not Michael Jordan. Like, that's just, we're not there yet. We're not there, and I don't think we're gonna get there. I'm sorry. Listen, is the conversation concluded? Is he number 2 of all time? Yes, he is. I don't want to hear it from you, Dev. He is number 2 of all time. That is concluded. But look, I know rings are a team sport, but it's about how Michael Jordan did it. It's not about like how many he had. You three-peat, you go retire, you come back and you three-peat again. Damn it! Never allowed a game 7. I was just bringing up my friend yesterday. He didn't understand basketball, and I was just trying to put in perspective my view of LeBron James. As great as he is, I really look like he's top 5 for me. Like, favorite wise, he's top 5 of all time. But it's like The Rock and John Cena for wrestling fans. Okay, John Cena has been into the business for like 20 years. He has more like the accolades as far as championship wins, WrestleMania appearances, right? And for some people, that is the GOAT. But I look at somebody like The Rock. Didn't have as big of a career, right? But in the short time span that he was there, his peak was just higher than everybody else's, for my opinion. And out of the ring, if I never mentioned The Rock as a wrestler, you wouldn't know who he is because of his movies or whatever the case is. Just like my friend doesn't know anything about basketball, but he got a ton of Jordans in his closet. That's the type of influence Michael Jordan has, the type of impact he's had on the game, on and off the court. There's no comparison yet. Listen, I'll tell you, this is all I need LeBron to do. If you tie Michael Jordan in rings, I will conclude him as the GOAT for sure. But that's what it's going to take because, look, Michael Jordan never had a 2011 NBA Finals. He never had that, okay? But also, LeBron James has had some tough final opponents. I get it, but Michael Jordan was the tough final opponent, okay? So Jordan's still the GOAT, but man, LeBron deserves so much credit. Number 2 of all time. It's concluded. I don't want to hear it. I thought maybe Magic, maybe Kareem. Look, it's LeBron's number 2.
I mean, it's hard to argue with that, right, Gary? I mean, Isaiah makes a few good points, but the biggest point I think he made was towards the end where he says, hey, LeBron goes in and ties at least Michael Jordan when it comes to rings. We can sort of put him closer to the conversation. For you, Gary, is there anything left for LeBron James to do to solidify himself as the GOAT, or is this sort of just the narrative of Michael Jordan is one no matter what in this current day and age? LeBron James is just always going to be number 2 behind him.
Well, I think for some people, LeBron James always will be number 2 behind Michael Jordan. And you could say that LeBron James wins the next 5 championships and people will still go, but Michael Jordan's the best. LeBron James isn't clutch. I really do think that there is more for LeBron to accomplish in terms of collection, like getting those 6 rings, getting the the Thanos collection of all the Infinity Stones to finally take down Michael Jordan. But I do think that it really just depends on, one, how old you are, and two, were you even expecting LeBron to get here? Because people keep putting that pedestal higher and higher and higher and keep raising the bar. And at some point we do have to say, like, give him his roses, give him his props. LeBron James, if you have him top 3, I'd be able to have a conversation with you. Anything outside of that is ridiculous at this point. For me, he's top 2. For me, it's 1A, 1B. And I honestly do think that LeBron James, given another title, maybe 2, can be the greatest basketball player we've ever seen on this planet. And it's not a shock to me that he's done this for this long when he's been consistently this for his whole career. He's got the best in terms of athletic body in the NBA. He spends so much making sure that he's good and he's never injured. And when he is, it's small and he plays through some stuff and he's always consistent. He's always 27 a game. He's always 7 rebounds. He's always 7 assists. And for 19 seasons, he's done this. At some point, one, it's like a Tom Brady effect. When will this end? But also we have to give props to the longevity as well. I do think that LeBron James is right up there, but it's so hard because it's MJ. He's like this fairy tale creature we're not allowed to say bad things about because he's so good. And I do think that for some people that fantasy will always be there and LeBron will never be able to surpass it. It's just, I don't know where you fall on that line, Devin.
Oh man, I already see his face. He's gonna
Isaiah's been looking at my face the whole entire time. As soon as Gary said, as long as you got him in the top 3, we can have a discussion. Well, we can have a discussion because I have him in the top 3. Unfortunately, for me, I still have him number 3 behind MJ. I still have Kareem number 2. And here's why. I think, obviously, I have to rate him off as number 1. When you're talking about Michael Jordan, the main argument that everybody's going to say is 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. He was 6-0 in the finals. To me, he had harder competition. He played with fewer all-star teammates. His path was just harder. Granted, he also played 5 fewer seasons in the NBA, and I think he actually accomplished 5 times as much as LeBron James could ever imagine. And so I'm talking about 1 more MVP. I'm talking about 3 more all-defensive selections. I'm talking about leading the league in scoring, not once, not twice, not 3 times, as LeBron James would like to say, 10 times. MJ led the league in scoring 10 times. He was a killer. That was it. He had the it factor, which is the other reason why everybody writes off LeBron James. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, same number of seasons, 20 apiece between Kareem and LeBron James. 3 more playoff appearances, 2 more MVPs around the league, 5 more all-defensive team selections. And where people continue to write off LeBron James is things like three-point shooting, things like free throw shooting, things like turnovers as well. I mean, look at what LeBron James has also done in these historic nights as well, right? Because when he joined the Lakers had a series of historic milestones in which they could recognize someone like LeBron James's legacy. When he passed Michael Jordan in the all-time scoring list, the Lakers lost. When he reached 10,000 assists, the Lakers lost. When he passed Karl Malone for scoring, the Lakers lost. When he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Lakers also lost. Why is it that every time LeBron James is so great, we put him on this big pedestal, the Lakers come up short? It's because everyone around him has to take the back seat to LeBron James. And I said it in our group chat earlier, and I'm going to say it to the public right now. LeBron James cares more about his individual legacy than he does about his team loyalty or his teammate loyalty. I mean, the most turnovers in NBA history, 34% from beyond the arc, 73% from the free throw line. This is the people that some people call the GOAT. This is the same people that want to say LeBron James is number 2. I just can't do it. You're talking about, for me, LeBron James is more in the category with a Kobe or a Magic Johnson, where I have him higher than both of those players. So he is number 3 for me, but I don't think he belongs in that same tier as those top 2 guys, the guys that paved the way. Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, those are the top 2 for me. And LeBron James, sorry, buddy, you got to take a back seat to number 3.
Devin, you're going to make me have to redo the podcast intro. What are you doing? You're giving me work. All I see in my future is iMovie editing all of this audio. Oh man. I mean, like I said, it really just falls. It really depends on where you fall in terms of his
I think
failures and successes.
anyone that does have LeBron James as number 2, I think it's fair, it's valid. He's now past Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is I think the reason why many people are probably pushing him from 3 to number 2. But the Lakers are also still 13th in the Western Conference. They're talking about trading Russell Westbrook and first-round picks, plural possibly, for D'Angelo Russell. Isn't that the same guy that used his cell phone to rat out Nick Young? Oh my goodness, why are we going back in history? And I want to read just one tweet that LeBron James posted on March 22nd, 2022. I might as well print it out, put it up on as a poster on my bedroom wall like a teenage girl would with Justin Bieber back in the day. LeBron James says, I can/will not miss the postseason again for my career. This, you know what, hurts. Okay, back to watching these games. Guess what, LeBron? He deleted the tweet. It's done. It's over. LeBron James will never be on the Mount Rushmore of players to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. He doesn't have that right.
Okay.
That's fair. Okay, that point is fair.
You closed it real good.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I don't. When I think LeBron James, other than this, the 2020 title and the shotting over to beating Kareem's record, I'm not going to think about LeBron in a Lakers jersey. I'm going to think about him in a Cavs jersey, probably during that 2016 run, just because it was the best basketball I've seen him play in his career.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people will also take into account the fact that he team jumped, and a lot of these players, like Kareem was on 2 teams, Michael was on 1. These are guys that stuck with their franchises. We don't talk about that. That didn't happen. Just like Dwayne Wade on the Bulls, it didn't happen. Yeah. But yeah, or Hakeem Olajuwon on the Raptors. Things like that never happened. But I do think that people discredit him for that, for team jumping, and that's just another obstacle that he has to overcome. And will he ever be able to silence those people? I really think the bar is set astronomically high.
Have you ever gotten into an argument when one of your friends, you're arguing with somebody and you're both like on the same page, like you both agree, like you have the same idea, but then he brings up a point and you're like, yeah, but no. Like the one thing, my biggest pet peeve when it comes to the Michael Jordan and LeBron James debate is when you talk about, well, Jordan only played 13 seasons, he did it in a short amount of time. Why are we giving Michael Jordan credit for the years that he did not play and not giving LeBron James the credit for the years he has played for 20 straight years? Isn't he going to be the only player to finish with like 30,000 or 40,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds, the most well-rounded player of all time? And he's done it for such a long period of time, and he's still going to keep doing it. And you bring up the losses. Okay, yeah, LeBron, he stunk it up in 2011. That's, to be honest, I'll be honest. If that never happened and we were where we are today and maybe he won that ring, I might have said today, okay, he has eclipsed Michael Jordan. But that was such a big thing on his resume. I get it. But LeBron, it's not his fault that Michael Jordan retired 2 times. And you know what? We can't ignore his years with the Wizards. We just can't just give him a pass. We can't do it. We cannot do it. Why did you come back? Why did you go? LeBron said he wants to keep playing as long as he feels like he can contribute to a championship scenario. Why did Michael Jordan come back?
Because Looney Tunes was good.
And because I think it was more of like a
because Space Jam was really good.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But why aren't you coming back for a ring? So no, you don't just get a pass for that. He's still the GOAT. But there's some arguments there that just stop it. Like, don't give him credit.
We can't call this guy the most well-rounded player in NBA history if he's shooting 34% from the three-point line. He's shooting 73%. This is like the intro all over again when Isaiah said if Giannis can develop a three-point shot, he might go down as the GOAT. It's the same argument. I mean, LeBron James is just
Michael Jordan was a great three-point shooter. I understand it was a different game, but you can't just give him a pass for that too. Be like,
LeBron was able to develop a shot I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's at right now. I don't have the stats in front of me, but there were years, especially like for the bulk of his prime, he was shooting 38 to 40% from three. I mean, you could leave him open, which is probably the reason why he shot so much and so high. But I mean, LeBron, I do think well-rounded is the greatest swing that we can say about him. There's not a thing on the NBA court that he doesn't excel at, other than maybe free throw shooting. But like, that's at that point we're picking nits, and
That's all we're doing. Literally. I mean,
yeah.
But Dev's like, oh man, he can't shoot from the free throw line. He's number 5 all time, basically.
Okay, he said 3. Don't.
Yeah, but but he's like, but he did say he's not in
3.
that tier though. He's like, there's these two, and then there's LeBron. So Dev, be grateful. He's in the Lakers uniform doing these things for you. Okay, granted, you're not winning anything.
I'm real grateful to be 13th
have you noticed the pattern?
Western Conference.
Have you noticed the pattern? Look, he won in Cleveland. He won in Miami. The Lakers, is it a LeBron problem or is it a Laker problem?
Oh, it's a LeBron problem. It's a LeBron problem.
Is it an Anthony Davis problem?
No,
It looked like
Anthony
it got
Davis'
right.
problem. He had to take 9 shots last night because LeBron James was too focused on taking 20
Oh
shots.
my goodness.
Everybody gets so starstruck in these bright lights of Los
Please,
Angeles.
the amount of games he
LeBron's big
missed,
night,
9
LeBron's
shots is
big
more
night.
than he took like all last year. So like, stop it. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I just know how to push your buttons.
Oh yeah, you guys do, and that's why I love this show so much. All right, as we push forward over towards some other big news, Brooklyn Nets have traded Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, a 2029 first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. Gentlemen, Kyrie Irving, he still has the opportunity to sign with any team once he becomes a free agent this summer. It could be a rental trade. The Brooklyn Nets, when this trade happened, are 5th now in the Eastern